Okay, so finally I have the opportunity to do this. It's been a long time in the making, me getting down and actually recording a video, but for just for now, I'm gonna start reading straight off, no editing, no nothing. If this picks up or if it's entertaining enough, I guess for me at least, I'll start actually putting together stuff so to make it more cinematic. I guess maybe adding music. I don't know. But this is Immortal Hulk by Al or Ewig, you know. So we're just gonna be going through the whole thing, you know. It's gonna be a way for me to improve my voices, gonna be a way to get people to actually interact with the media that they consume. So I'll be going over a chapter. Maybe in the future I'll like give like analyses for each chapter. We'll see where the story goes. Maybe I'll do some like Moon Knight readings, some Madman. But this is Immortal Hulk by Al Ewig. And who shall repay him what he hath done? Yet shall he be brought to the grave, and shall remain in the tomb. Job 21:31-32. Rebecca, I thought I heard you screaming. There was a hospital. You had some disease inside of you. Oh, God. No. No. No, you're not dead, Rebecca. You're not. Stop faking. Stop it. Stop faking, Rebecca. Get up off the driveway. You're only making a fool of yourself. A fool of yourself, Rebecca. Get out of there. What is this? This was from the house, wasn't it? In Dayton, Ohio. A long lifetime ago. Dayton, Ohio. A lifetime ago. What's happening to my wife? Why is she screaming? Please, Dr. Banner, you're hurting me. Someone summon Mr. Banner's obstetrician. Tell him her husband's going crazy. And soon, we told you, Dr. Banner, that the birth of your child might be difficult due to the position of the baby in her womb. But why must my wife suffer? I told her I didn't want a child yet. We both work so hard, we hardly have time for each other as it is. Her labor is the most painful I've ever attended. She's at great risk. I'm recommending that a Caesarean section be performed to save her life and that of the child. The child? Doctor, my wife is the priority. I love my wife. Do what you can to save her regardless. Lord, why didn't I bring the bottle with me? The decision was Dr. Brian Banner's. His wife was in no shape to decide anything. Here, Mrs. Banner, inhale this. An anesthetic gas. Swept Rebecca Banner into sweet oblivion. She's under, Doctor. Everything's proceeding normally now. Keep monitoring her life signs. Nothing about this birth is normal. The obstetrician is right. I wonder, perhaps all my years of atomic research damaged my genetic structure. This could all be my fault. I should have known. I should have never let her talk me to spraying a child. With all that radiation in my genes, it's been bombarded with. How could our son be anything other than a monster? It was several months before the Banners were allowed to bring their baby home. Look how big Bruce has grown, Brian. They had to keep him in intensive care, Rebecca, to study him. And they found nothing wrong. Why should they have? Our baby is happy, he's healthy, and he's home. Look how she fawns over him. All of that time and attention used to be mine, and mine alone. Look how alert he is, how he smiles in this shining starmobile I've hung over his crib. Why don't you ever hold our son, Brian? Come, Rebecca. It's getting late. We have that symposium to attend, and later dinner with the Baxters. But Bruce has only just returned to us. Can't we stay and spend time with him this night? The symposium is important to my career. Nurse Meacham will sit with Bruce while we're out. I wish. I'm sure Dr. Banner knows exactly what he's doing, ma'am. And don't worry, take the very best care of baby Bruce. The Banners left. Shut your trap! I don't want this job. I need this job. But if I have to stoop to minding other people's brats, I expect them to be quiet and entertain themselves. Here, your mother left this stupid doll. Now pipe down and play. At an age where other children were learning to laugh, Bruce learned loneliness. When his mother was there, it was different. But his father allowed his mother to be there so rarely. Instinctively, shunning his loathsome nurse, the child sought solace in the playthings his mother provided for him. The shimmering star that hung over his crib, dispelling the darkness, and the beloved doll stood sentry against his solitude. Time passed, as time does.
It's Christmas Eve, Guardian. Or forced Christmas Eve. Everybody's sleeping. Mommy, Daddy, and mean old nurse. If we're real quiet, no one will catch us sneaking down to see the tree. Oh, look, Guardian. That star. It used to hang over my crib. Mommy put it there, but Daddy took it away. We're scared of the dark, aren't it?
I'm sorry, what? Okay.
We're scared of the dark without it, aren't we? But it's shining now, lighting up the whole living room. And I'm not scared with you here, Guardian. Now, you sit, okay? And let me know if Daddy or Nurse should come.
In the child's mind, the doll had guarded him against sadness for as long as Bruce could remember, hence the doll's name.
Wow, this is a big box says from Mommy. I wonder what it is, Guardian. I know I shouldn't open it yet, but...
Temptation proved too much for the lonely 4-year-old whose curiosity and creativity was far too often suppressed.
Some kind of building set. I've never seen anything like it.
And yet, Bruce Banner had mastered the intricacies of an erector set in a matter of minutes. He labored by the light of the star while his rag doll stood guard over his happiness.
There, it's done. I wish Mommy could see it. She'd be so proud of me. Guardian? What happened? What made you fall?
What is the meaning of this, young man?
Daddy? I was just building...
No child your age should be putting something so intricate together. Now I understand. You must be a freak after all. The radiation didn't affect your body. It's your mind that it altered.
Daddy, you're scaring me.
I should have died years ago. It's not too late. I can do it now before you grow to manhood. And you even bigger freak whose unnatural genius makes you superior to us mere mortals. Brian, why are you yelling at our son? Have you been drinking again? Go back to bed, Rebecca. That thing isn't our son. Have you gone mad? I gave birth to Bruce. He grew inside of my body. This is the fault of mine, and I intend to correct my mistake now. No, I won't let you harm Bruce.
Mommy!
You may have fooled your mother, but I've known what you could become ever since the beginning. Bruce, Brian, are you insane? How could you hit our child? Child? No normal child, not that one. He's something different, inhuman. My son, the monster. You never told me about your work at Los Alamos, Brian. I never asked, but I suspected it had something to do with the bomb and atomic energy. You were exposed to some sort of radiation, weren't you? The fear that genetic damage was done. It'd be hereditary? But the doctors checked him thoroughly. There was nothing wrong with him. I know he's a freak. And it was you who wanted a child. I wanted your attention, for the two of us to be happy. We used to get along so well, if only you hadn't insisted on having a child. I heard voices. Dr. Banner, is anything wrong? And so rather than hurt me, you allowed me to bear a child whom you've hated ever since? Yes, Brian, we have much to talk about, but not in front of Bruce. There were so many things Bruce Banner could not understand, like why he never saw his mother smile again. Years later, Banner is always working, even in a school full of gifted students, Banner makes the rest of us look like pikers. He never even talks to his classmates. Maybe he thinks he's too smart. That's why I've asked you to come in, Mrs. Drake. Your nephew is brilliant. No intelligence test has been developed to adequately measure Bruce's IQ. But he's shunning his fellow students, even as he is shunned by them. He has no friends, cares for nothing but his studies. Bruce had a difficult childhood, Headmaster. I know that Dr. Banner had killed his wife. Yes, my sister. It was very bad for Bruce. A long time before that, tragedy as well. I suspected as much, but you should know that whatever rage Bruce has felt over the mistreatment of his father's hands has been internalized. I dread the day when he finally lets it out. Should shake you up a little bit, big brain. What's that strange sizzling sound? Good heavens, my experiment, it's seething, boiling over, but that's impossible. Something wrong, Banner? No, my calculations were correct. There's no way the chemicals I mixed could have interacted explosively. Banner, is this your idea of a joke? Impossible. It shouldn't have happened. No, Mr. Thayer, that wasn't my idea at all. I expect you to be more mature, Banner. You never seem the type to engage in attention-getting pranks. That's the trouble with eggheads. Never know when they crack. And later still. So you are here. Where else should I be, Father? Other than my mother's side, on the anniversary of her murder. I'd heard they'd let you out on the mental hospital. Insanity. Cured on good behavior, wasn't it? It didn't allow me to attend the funeral. You've got some nerve coming here today. Back off, monster. Monster? Do you still suffer that delusion? Temporary insanity, the court called it. You fooled the jury, but you didn't fool me. You tortured us for years. When Mother finally tried to escape your madness, you murdered her. Your mother was a fool. She knew what you were, yet she allowed you to grow to manhood with the evil still inside you. The only evil was yours, Father, when you cursed your son and killed your wife. No, what I'm about to do will be done for the sake of mankind. And I knew you were a monster, but the world wouldn't believe me. I know you're a mutant. I've read reports on others like you bent on humanity's destruction. But now that I've found you again, I'll reveal you to the world. Once your work is scrutinized, they'll know that no human intellect could make such scientific leaps that you have. And once they realize that you're not human, they'll prevent you from ever using your radiation-spawned genius to edge humanity's side. Mother was right, Father. You are mad. There's nothing wrong with me. Maybe exceptionally smart, but that's my gift, not your mistake. If I was a mutant, the latent powers would have shown themselves in early adolescence. I've always been smart. So spread your insane slanderous stories, Father. What does it matter to you or others to think of me and my work now? You've already taken from me the only person I've ever loved. The only person who ever loved me. In all my years of darkness, she shone like a star. I hoped to make her forget you by making her proud of me. But thinking of you always dimmed her luminescence, Father. Now, her life and her light are gone. Time after time. So, this desert base? This is it, Manor. Acres of hot sand playing host to a hotbed of top secret defense activity. That's your cottage, and the boys will store your stuff for you. And here comes the general's daughter, and give you some of your official greeting. You lucky man. At ease, Corporal. At least my father's not around. Dr. Banner, I'm Betty Ross. Well, I've heard a lot about the General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross before I came here, but I see they censored the best things for my briefing. I appreciate the compliment, Dr. Banner. Call me Bruce. But you better not let Daddy hear you talk like that. He frowns on my presence here as an isolated army base surrounded by soldiers and scientists. Then why are you here, Miss Ross? Betty. Because my dad's here. He may growl a lot, but I love him. Who's that? My mother. She's dead. And this? Just an old doll. I meant to throw it out. But somehow I forgot to. It's nice to hold on to old things, old memories. Is it? I never thought so. Betty! Oh, hello, Dad. I was just welcoming Dr. Banner to the desert base. I expect my aide to decamp and perform. That function, not my daughter. You understand?
Stop distracting the man, Betty, and let him get to work.
Surely he's allowed to unpack first, Dad.
Blast it! This is a military base, not a rest ranch. The Pentagon gave me a schedule, and I intend to stick to it.
General, I am as eager as you are to get the gamma bomb built as you are. But I must remind you that we are tampering with powerful forces. We must proceed slowly.
Powerful forces? Bah! A bomb is a bomb. But I should have known that they'd send me a simpering civilian instead of a military man to complete this project. I knew your father, Los Alamos, better. Now there was a real man.
The jury that found him not guilty by reason of insanity of killing my mother had another word for him, General. Murderer. Oh, no.
Well, perhaps he was too dedicated to his work. Might have made him unstable. That's another reason I'm worried about you. Priorities are too blasted important to be jeopardized by someone muling milk slop, all torn up over his problems of the past. I want a bomb, Banner. I don't want anything getting in the way of you building me one.
Just an old doll, Banner called it. It had been with him since he was a baby. Protected him from times of trouble. Soothed his soul in time after time. A gift from his mother. Don't mind Dad, Bruce. His mother, who had shone like a star. Ever since he was nicknamed Thunderbolt Ross, he's tried to live up to it. Thank you, Betty. But your father needn't worry. I'll build him his gamma bomb. I know you will, Bruce.
Ding dong, well about time.
Yes. It's all about time. D-minus 60 minutes and holding? Listen, Banner. You must tell me the secret of your gamma harnessing rays. It's not right that one man should hoard so much knowledge should anything happen to you. The gamma formulae are locked safely inside my cottage, Igor. I'll release them to the government if and when our test blast today is successful. I think we can commence the final countdown now.
Why don't you just detonate the blasted bomb, Banner? Test site's been sealed, or are you afraid it won't go off?
The gamma bomb will detonate, General Ross. Although in the days to come, we may wish it hadn't. Banner's misgivings about the awesome forces he was tampering with were not shared by his assistant, Igor Schuyler. My country would pay a fortune for this bomb. Banner said the plans were in his cottage. No one else knows that. If I can prevent him from returning to the claim... In just a few seconds, we'll learn what happens when gamma rays are unleashed. Wait, what's that? Lord, it's a boy. A teenager. He's driving into the test area. Igor, delay the countdown until I can get back to the boy. Hurry. Man, every second counts. Sure. With a stroke of luck, all I have to do is keep my finger off the hold button and it'll be the end of Brian Bruce Banner. You! Get out of there! You're in the forbidden test zone! Cool it, man. The kids bet me I wouldn't have enough nerve to sneak past the guards. Meanwhile, the command bunker, no one having been told to delay the firing, finger moves closer to the fatal button. Hey, what are you trying to do? Make the gang think I'm chicken? Come on, you fool! We only got a few minutes to get to the protective trench before the bomb goes off. Bomb? Although many miles from Bomb Zero, Bruce Banner was bathed in the full force of the mysterious gamma rays. He screamed, but no one heard him, just as no one had heard his silent screaming all those lonely years ago. The awesome forces of gamma radiation were released that day. But so was the long pent-up rage locked inside a lovelorn child, doomed from childhood to become which his father had always feared he would, more than man, a monster. But that was then. The time now, the place, an interdimensional intersection called the Crossroads, the players, an exiled Hulk, and 3 billion beings who have stepped forth from the deepest reaches of his mind.
We three, Guardian, Glow, and Goblin, are all that remains of the cursed child who came into the world as Bruce Banner. I represent his instinct for self-preservation, an instinct which failed him.
And I represent his ability to reason, his brilliance and logic which led his building of the gamma bomb, the very force that sealed his fate.
Me? I'm Banner's rage, locked up all those lonely years just waiting to be set free. Funny thing is, when I finally got the chance, Bennett took a powder to be replaced by the Hulk.
Yes, it hurt so often as a child. Bruce Banner learned to live inside himself, never to let us his reason, his rage, and his desire for survival out. Perhaps he might have given time, given help. But then the gamma bomb took the man molded from a twisted child and transformed him into this very monster his father had always predicted he'd become.
As you said, Guardian, such a fate was inevitable, preordained given Bruce Banner's perception of himself since his birth as a monster.
His daddy did that to him. His daddy, the greatest monster of them all, but Banner knows us now. He knows we've always been inside of him, and always will be there to help him face, and maybe someday overcome his fate. The truth may not make him happy, but at least he knows he can't escape being short of dying. And that means he's ready to come from hiding outside the Hulk and reclaim his life again. And that's exactly
What Bruce Banner does. Although it takes him some time to come to grips with the fact that he has been reborn after so desperately desiring death, release from the nightmare of his existence as alter ego of the Incredible Hulk is what he desired. But then, time is all there is at the crossroads. The Triad's parting gift of remembrance is an unappreciated present. So I'm alive again. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I never died. I thought I had. I wanted to be dead so that I could be free of the Hulk and he'd be free of me. But it figures. My life has been a curse from the very beginning. Why would I expect it to change now? Why should I ever have hoped to be anything other than what my father made me? Never a man like other men, control of their destiny, able to dream, never anything more than a monster. Bruce. Little Bruce. The monster. He did this. Grew inside her like a cancer he was. Pushed her away from me. He knew what he was doing. He knew what He knew what that hideous brain of his knew. Every step of the way. Hey, that's someone's final resting place, bud. Let's have a little respect for the dead, shall we? God. No, let's not pretend I'm him. It's quite the reverse. No, I mean, you startled me. Startled you. You're on my turf, friend. And make an ungodly mess of it, I might add. Look, if you mean this trash, someone left it on my wife's grave. It was already there when I... What is that? On the grave. You know, there's another guy headed these plots once. Had a story about this. How'd it go again? Grave matters. Where am I? What am I doing here? Thought I heard digging. Where is this place? Was wondering when you get here. So, what's the last thing you remember? Collapsing. Right. In the Savage Land. And now you're en route to New York. Is this a dream? Nope, a story. A true one. All about you. And you'll tell it me? Nah, I haven't told one of those stories in ages. Help! Hurry, we're on! Finally, a call to action. Places, people, places. And now Stanley presents, as I'd modestly like to shout, a memory of place we like to call the death of Brian Banner. Or Bruce and his father figures. No, go away. We don't want to hear this. Oh, fuck. You know what? Let me just read the panel again. Or Bruce and his father figures. No! Go away. We don't want to hear this. Too late, man green. You put it off long enough. You've heard bits and pieces of it. Now it's time to hear the whole thing. So settle down, big guy. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Robert Bruce.
You have bled with Wallace. You now plead with me.
Not that Robert Bruce, she said. Robert Bruce Banner. Can't get any decent help these days. Now, Robert Bruce was just out of college and already had a rep for his brilliance. So much so that it had attracted the attention of the military, and a gentleman was sent to meet him. Hi, Mom. For young Bruce had a notion for a bomb to end all bombs. He called it the Gamma Bomb. Ahem. He called it the Gamma Bomb. And Ross was there to find out all about it. So you see, General, the Gamma Bomb has potential to be a tremendous force for good.
And if it's in our hands, Banner, that makes it good.
Basically, it flip-flops the neuron bomb. Instead of destroying people and leaving property, the Gamma Bomb would destroy property, metal bricks, while sparing lives. Imagine an enemy finding itself bereft of guns, tanks, armament, or surgical strikes destroying military targets and sparing soldiers and civilians. Look, son. Don't call me son. Bottom line, I don't want some namby-pamby feel-good safe weapon. I need something to put the fear of God into the enemy. The fear of God, General? Or the fear of you? Same difference. Call me Thunderbolt Ross Banner, because when I'm angry, it's like Zeus throwing thunderbolts from on high. Remind me to be impressed, General. The government wants you to create a localized destructive bomb. You'll be paid far more than in the private sector than as a teacher. Question is, are you man enough to take the contract? Man enough? Or soulless enough? Excuse me. Yes, hello? This is, Dr. Brian Banner? Bruce, this is your dad.
No! I don't want to see him or hear about him.
I'm not surprised. Why, the last place you saw him was a place like this. Brian Bennett, the man who killed your mom, the man who tried to cover at the trial, almost worked, too. And he was overheard gloating about how he'd browbeat you into lying. Remember that day? Remember?
Remember? I'll get you! You little monster, you creature, you thing! I'll get you, I swear!
Bruce, it's good to see you, son. You're releasing him? You can't be serious. He's hardly perfect, Dr. Banner, but which of us is? He's been with us nearly 15 years, and we believed he's finally capable of functioning in society. He's a dangerous sociopath. A murderer. Son, I was sick, I admit it. I've spent years coping with that. But through the years of therapy, medication, the man your dear mother fell in love with again. Too bad she's not alive to see it. I don't believe you, Father. Bruce, I've got nowhere else to go. No one else to turn to. Please help me. Don't remember any of this. Hey, of course you don't. It's a part of the part of you that's Bruce Banner suppressed in the memory. But with his influence gone, things are coming back to you. This things long buried. In your own way, your mental acuity is as sketchy as your old man's. You blocked out your time with him in mental institution. All you remember is this.
What I'm about to do will be done for the sake of mankind. And I knew you were a monster, but the world wouldn't let me tell them. I know you're a mutant.
The first time you saw him since he killed your mom, and the last time before his own death.
I've read reports of others like you, bent on humanity's destruction. But now that I've found you again, I'll reveal you to the world. Once your work is scrutinized, they'll know no human intellect could make the scientific leaps you've made. And once they realize you're not human, they'll prevent you from ever using your radiation-spawned genius to etch humanity aside.
Mother was right, Father. You are mad. He wasn't just mad. He was hacked off. Is this how it happened, Hulk? Is it? There's nothing wrong with me. Maybe exceptionally smart, but that's my gift, not your mistake. Yes, that's what happened. But if that's the one and only time you saw your father, then how do you explain this? It's good of you to take me in, son. It's just for a short while, I swear. Try to be a man of reason, compassion. In short, you're opposite. And I admit scientific curiosity. How did you do it? How'd you convince them? I mean, good behavior, saying what they wanted to hear. I've changed, Bruce. You don't understand. The things I remembered in therapy from my own past that I had buried. The terrible things my own father did to me. I had no idea. Remember how I used to turn only at night, Bruce? Small wonder. The night brings out the worst of us, doesn't it? What are we doing with the knife, Father? There's someone at the door. The knife, Dad. Why? I heard someone pounding away. I wanted to protect myself. General Ross? What are you doing here? You haven't been in touch since we met last week, Banner. Decided to follow up on it. And you are? Bruce Banner's father. It's an honor, General. I myself am a veteran. You're a murderer. Get out of my fucking sight. Your generation loves to call military intelligence an oxymoron, but the fact is, we have an extensive dossier on you, Banner. Dossier I've memorized. How can you let that thing near you? He's my father, Doctor. He says he's changed. I'm not sure I want to work with you now, Banner. You presented yourself as a man of conscience. I can almost respect that. Now you just seem like a spineless milksop. I resent that, General. And frankly, it's none of your damn business. He's my father, and when you're around him, you prefer to infancy. Be a man, Banner. Not for your late mother's sake, then yours. Be a man. This didn't happen. None of it happened. Sure it did, Hulk. Tell me, why would a man who so despised violence create a weapon of violence? You shut out, altered your mindset. You've been shouting for more, missing the Bruce Banner part of you, but you always disdained Banner. Maybe you sense that he helped protect you from things you'd rather not face. Tell me, Hulk, how did Brian Banner die? Anniversary of her death. There were muggers, or he fell, I think. He walked away, and no. Every time you think you've made peace with Brian, he haunts you again. Don't you wonder why? Is there something that's nagging you? Something that's nagging away at you? No. No. No, Father. I want to be alone a while. You've been acting stranger and stranger the past few days. Perhaps you should check yourself back into the... You want to stick me in that place again? Lock me away forever? It would be voluntary if you checked yourself in. You could leave as soon as you please. My first concern is you. Things are eating away at you that poisoned you. Poisoned your relationships. Having trouble dealing with them in the harsh light of the world outside. And maybe you're what's been eating away at me. Maybe the reason I got better in the asylum was because I was away from you. You ever consider that? Maybe it's not in me. Maybe it's in you. And maybe the fact that I see through you scares the spit out of you. I don't have to listen to this. Get back here! It all went down at the graveyard, didn't it, Bruce? So you are here. Where else should I be, Father? Other than my mother's side and the anniversary of her murder? Got some nerve coming here today. Back off, monster! Monster? You still suffered from that delusion? Fool! She knew what you were. She allowed you to grow to manhood, with the evil still inside you. The only evil was yours, Father, when you cursed your son and killed your wife. Know what I've done. I'm about to do will be done for the sake of mankind. It all boiled over, didn't it, Bruce? The rage, the anger. Violence had never been the answer, but here he was coming at you again. Your mind cried out for protection. Your mother cried out for vengeance, and you lashed out at him, driven by pent-up fury, frustration, not a little fear. Wham! Kept yelling no, while at the same time, your voice was choked with laughter. No! They found him the next day when you reported him missing. Rain washed away all the footprints, and the cops, who never liked him, happily wrote it off as a random mugging. Maybe the reason you carry the fear of your dad with you is that you're afraid he'll come for you. Heck, you even developed the ability to see ghosts, like Doc Strange's natural form, just so you could watch out for him. Maybe your very creation was just the beginning of his punishment from beyond the grave. And maybe he will come after you someday. Finish the job. Come along, people. I have this funny feeling that more than ever, Hulk just wants to be alone. I knew there was a death in a graveyard somewhere in here. As for who died and who was buried, well, we're all guilty for forgetting little details sometimes, aren't we, Dr. Banner? I'm dead. The monster killed me and sent you right to hell. And when you tried to fight back, got a little justice from your lowly position, he sent you lower still. And who are you? Well, I'm no high fortune doctor like yourself, but even as a high school dropout, I had ambition. I knew one day I'd make a name for myself, even if I couldn't make it as Sam Stearns. Take my hand, Doctor. Oh, wait. You already did. Remember? No. You took my hand, and now we are one. This is where you live now, Brian. No. No! Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Father? Is that you? Else could it be? Welcome home, son. Okay, so that was issue 0 of Immortal Hulk by Ewing, cover artist Alex Ross. I'm probably going to reference the actual panel artist later on when I fucking remember his name. But you'll see, this is the next chapter, the radioactive man. Find out more about him next video. But so far, so good, right? We're reaching into the beginnings of Bruce Banner's origin. You probably already know about the Gamma Bomb, about everything that created the Hulk, but there's just a lot of details that are missed. Bruce finds his mother in a well of darkness in Betty. That's why she's so important to him and important to all the Hulks, because like you saw, Bruce's mother was one of the only beacons of light in his entire life. And at this point in the Marvel timeline, Betty and Bruce are married, but this is after the second Civil War, and that was when they were doing that whole thing where they were making Captain Marvel weird and racist so that they could have her fight Miles Morales. But at the end of that arc, they got a premonition that Hulk would kill all of the Avengers, and so Bruce gave Hawkeye the go-ahead to kill him with a gamma arrow to seal his fate forever. But Hulk is the strongest there is, and we'll see. But apologies if this was too loud, too quiet. My voices were inconsistent. Trying to find a balance, But that's issue 1. I don't know if I'm going to go straight to issue 2 or if I'm going to do a different project, like a DC book, maybe some Batman, some Superman, maybe hopefully some Wonder Woman at some point. Could do some Daredevil, but we'll see where it goes. This is one of my favorite stories of all time. It's it's probably the greatest Hulk story of all time. I'm not finished with the current run of Incredible Hulk, but that's really great too. So just see you guys next video.